Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back in the building once again. Quick turnaround. Last game in the last 16 for the African Cup of Nations. Home and away, Afcon Live. You're here with myself, Roland. Look, we had an amazing finish in the last game between Congo and Algeria. It was a high-level game. Not too many chances, but one chance in the Bubina off the pass from Zeruki with the curling shot passing Passy to send Algeria into these quarterfinals to play Nigeria on Saturday. Should be a big game in that game on Saturday evening. But we move on to the last set of games where the winner of this tie between Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso will play Egypt on Saturday afternoon in the last 8. Big up to everybody who's going to be watching right now. As you're coming in, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribe button as well if you're new, if you're on the YouTube. We're streaming on X as well, very live too. Make sure you like the video, retweet the broadcast, follow the account Pros Only Sports on YouTube, and also make sure you follow on Instagram and TikTok. Yes. Let's get into some lineups though, man, because it's going to be a good one right now. Big up to Riri in here. Big up yourself. I appreciate you for coming through, showing some support and some love. I don't talk basketball until the playoffs. Then we can get back to it. But right now, it's a bit of Afcon, and then we got some stuff to do before the playoffs begin again. But big up yourself. Appreciate you for coming through. Let's get into these lineups though, man. There's obviously there was a lot of changes that was made in the final group games. We got the final group games of the competition of the African Cup of Nations. Obviously, Ivory Coast made 9 changes, I think 10 even, in their game against, who did they play? Was it Mozambique? No, it wasn't. They against Gabon, where they were able to claw back and win. I think in the end they beat them 3-2 somehow. They made 10 changes and they somehow was able to top their group and get this tie here against Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, they won their final game in the group stages against Sudan with a late winner too in there to get themselves 2 wins out of 3 in their group to get this tie. So let's get into these lineups real quick before these teams end up on the pitch, because I know the broadcast is about to start over on Channel 4 or on the app. Anyway, so Ivory Coast, as you can see, MS Faye going back to his 4-3-3 with Fofana back in goal, a back four of Doué, Kosunu, Ndika, and Conan. Then in midfield, it's Kessié and Sangare, and now coming in, Seko Fofana drops back to the bench. And then up front, you have Diallo on the right-hand side, Yan Diomande on the left-hand side, and Guesson will start up front. Scored a goal in the game against Gabon, probably put himself into that pole position up top. They've tried Zaha there, and they've tried, who else did they try up there? They've tried Crasso up there, and they've also tried, who else did they try up there? I think that's it. Yeah, they've tried those 2 up there, and it hasn't worked out, so Guesson will get his chance from the start. The defending champions with their team, hopefully they can get something in this game, and I can see them out on the pitch ringing out their national anthem. The Ivorians are in the crowd, feeling the energy and the vibes in the stadium here. Let's go into the Burkina Faso team. They made a few changes in their final group game against Sudan, and they are reverting to type with some players coming in. Kofi in goal, a back four of Yago, Deo, Tapsoba, and Kouassi. In midfield, the midfield 2 is Udrago and Simpore. Then the 3 in front of them is Ouattara, Nagalo, and Irie coming into the side. He's had a few good performances off the bench for the national team in this tournament, and he gets a start this time. A little bit difference on that left-hand side, and Lassina Traore takes his place up front. It's very interesting that we do not see their captain, Bertrand Traore. Is he suffering a bit of the effects that Achilles that he got, a little Achilles injury that he may have got in that first game against Equatorial Guinea in the group stages? I don't know. We have to wait and see, because I don't think he's on the bench. Is he on the bench? Yeah, he is on the bench. That's surprising. So if he's on the bench, he's been dropped. That's quite surprising. He's their captain. He's their talisman, and he's on the bench in this game. So we have to see what happens. Big up to Now coming in, man. I appreciate you for coming through. Burkina Faso are having their national anthem rang out, and we are ready to go. As I mentioned, the winner of this tie will be taking on Egypt in the quarterfinals on Saturday. Should be very interesting to see what happens there. What a game between Algeria and Congo in the end. Congo, stinker. They had a stinker. I can't lie. I thought they was going to give us a little bit more in this tournament, but they go home. One of the big favorites before this tournament started have crashed out. And we move Algeria through to the quarterfinals for the first time since 2019 when they last won this competition. They continue to keep the North Africans' hopes alive because we have Tunisia obviously crashing out on Saturday, which only left us with Egypt, the host Morocco, and now Algeria joining their North African brothers and sisters into the quarterfinals. What can some of these West African teams do? Nigeria already through. We'll see what happens. Can Ivory Coast or Burkina Faso join them? Let's see. Let's see. Senegal and Mali are already through, so the West Africans are representing in this African Cup of Nations. But let's see. As I mentioned, this Ivory Coast team, 10 changes. Kessier was the only player who's played every minute of this competition so far. Every other player was rested. They're now coming back. Are they going to suffer a bit of ring rust coming back into these teams? I don't know. We have to wait and see. CAF president there. He's been everywhere in this tournament, boy. Mad. It's a big game here between these two teams. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what these two teams have to cook up for us in the African Cup of Nations. We are close to kickoff now. I'm gonna just refresh my feed just to make sure that I'm not behind or too behind. Got the VAR. They're showing us who the VAR officials are going to be. Players on the pitch taking pictures, shaking hands with all the referees, exchanging their crests for this game. And we should be starting very soon. Burkina Faso have been notoriously underachievers in this competition so far. Obviously, they have never won the African Cup of Nations. Can they go one further? Can they do it in this kind of very crazy African Cup of Nations that we had so far? I don't know. I don't think they have enough going forward, unfortunately. As for Ivory Coast, they weren't expected to win it after we thought they all crashed out. They was able to qualify in their home tournament last time out through to the knockout stage as one of the best third place teams. But then they went on the maddest run that you could see at an Afcon ever probably in history to win the tournament on home soil. Can they defend their title? They have a team, in my opinion, but I don't think they're one of the favourites coming through those first three games. We know Nigeria and what they've been able to do, but there's been a bit of news. Victor Osimhen throwing his toys out the pram, saying he wants to leave the camp and go back to Turkey. I don't know what's happened there. Will he stay? Will they resolve it? I don't know, but let's see. Kickoff is right here. And we've kicked off. And here are Burkina Faso kicking from right to left. Taps over with a long ball forward, cleared upfield. Is Deo upfield. And there's a tame shot through to Fofana. Now here's Doué, the older brother of Desiree Doué, the French international playing for PSG. Doué plays for Strasbourg in France, who've lost their manager, Leon Rossigna. His father, Leroy Rossigna, was a manager for Sierra Leone at an Afcon, I remember a long time ago. So it's quite an interesting connection going on over there. Here's Diamande into the box. Ooh, towards Gassan and cleared away. Here's Conan with the throw in for Ivory Coast. It's a ball into the box. It's been deflected out for a corner to Ivory Coast. There's head coach Ames Faye, who actually took over the Cote d'Ivoire team during the competition after the manager was sacked in the last tournament and went on to help win his country the African Cup of Nations. Here's Ahmad with a cross and headed away out of the box, but they will retain. Hey, Kessier. Eesh. They still have it here. And there's a shot into the hands of Fafana. That was a shot by Simpore there. Here's Sangare. Here's Inau. He played pretty well in the game. It's a ball forward. And I think that will hand into the hands of Kofi there. It's a ball out towards Kawasi from Curve Herve Kofi, but it goes out of play for a throw into Cote d'Ivoire. Here's Kosunu to Ndika. Comes forward. Goes to Yan Diamande. Gives it away. Now they can come forward. Here's Torre into Uatara. Can he get something going? Across the box and cleared away. Conan. And that's, I think it's in now. Fouled. Simpore and in now just getting into it. Referee saying, I have the whistle, I'm in charge here. Simpore, yeah, just fouling it now. They give it away. Ivory Coast. Due just misplacing the pass. It goes out of play for a Burkina Faso throw. Oosh. It's a clash there. Good turn by Diamande. And he moves forward towards Amad Diallo. And he gets fouled by Nagalo. And it's a free kick. He's going to be booked here, Nagalo. It's a booking for Nagalo. Eesh. It's clearly a foul. And it's a yellow card. Ahmad just going down there. It's a tough challenge on Ahmad. It's a free kick to Ivory Coast in a dangerous position here. Ahmad Diamande, both standing over the free kick. What can they do here? Ivory Coast. And Ahmad. And it's wide. Well wide from the free kick. They tried to do a rehearsed free kick, shifting it so that he could shoot Ahmad, and it goes well wide of the post and behind for a goal kick to Burkina Faso, which Kofi will take. Here's Nagalo, who's now on a yellow card, so he needs to be careful. Here's Kouassi now for Burkina Faso. He's been really good in the tournament, by the way. Kouassi, the left back for Burkina Faso, solid player, very young, part of a talented group of players here for Burkina Faso in midfield and defence. It's just up top where I'm not so sure they've got enough. Ouattara is good and he'll continue to develop as a player, especially playing in the Premier League with Brentford, but they need more if they want to be able to affect things on the continent. Tapsoba, another talented player playing for Bayer Leverkusen, is a good turn. By now, it's going to go wide. There's a lot of space here for Ahmad and Nagalo. He needs to be careful. There's a shot from Ahmad and it goes wide. Goal kick. Ahmad now he knows he's got the beating of Nagalo because Nagalo's on a booking. Does not want to get himself sent off early here in this game, so he's in trouble. Eesh. Well, they're playing with a back three here, Burkina Faso, which I don't understand. They haven't played with a back three all tournament, and this game they've decided to do it. So an extra man there, Nagalo is Ahmad. Doué on the overlap. Cross. Eesh, punch away by Kofi ahead of Gesson. His Irie now gets fouled by Ahmad. Tracking back. In Burkina Faso. Here's Nagalo. Kouassi. Nagalo. Here's Tapsoba. Deo. Forward by Kofi. Headed by Kusunu. Here's Simpore. Here's Udragu. Nagalo into Irie. Tried to find Kouassi on the overlap, but he wasn't on the same wavelength and he gives away to Doué. Here's Doué again. Just gonna look for an option here. Can't find one. Goes infield to Kessier. I think no, that's Sangare. I might just bundled over the ball by Udrago. Here's Conan. Here's Inau. Goes wide to Amad Diallo. It's a cross in towards Gasson and headed away by Deo. Ahmad will pick up again, heads back to Kusunu. Here's Indika. Here's Inau. He's played well in this tournament. He played man of the match in the game against Gabon. He's got himself a start here ahead of Seko Fofana. Indika. Conan. Diomande tried to get past the captain Deo. Here's Gesson holding the ball up, trying to bring others into play. Gives it away. And Burkina Faso have nobody in their attacking half, and it goes right back to Cote d'Ivoire. Here's it now. Conan comes in field to Inao. He goes back to Indika. Here's Sangare. And ball all over the top, trying to find Yandi Omande. He gathers. And it's cleared out for a throw into Ivory Coast. Kessier. Sangare. Into Diamande. Comes off his flank. Towards Conan. Cross. Into the box. Kouassi with a header out. They keep it. Ivory Coast. It's Kessier with the shot and is blocked away by Tapsoba. And here's Simpore. Here's Nagalo. Under pressure. Simpore. Udrago. Nagalo. And he's fouled there by Sangare. It's going to be a free kick here to Burkina Faso. Tapsoba leaving it for his keeper, Herve Kofi in goal. Very experienced goalkeeper for Burkina Faso. Headed away. And that's Deo towards Urier. There's Kouassi Urier here. Some good tackling from Kessier. Here's Nagalo. With Drago to Tapsoba. Here's Deo. And it's a Burkina Faso throw. Deo to take the throw in for Burkina Faso. Headed away. Conan to take the throw in for Ivory Coast. Here's Indika. And here is Kusanu. Goes wide to Due. Here's Ahmad. Infield to Sangare. Here's Conan now pushing forward. Cross in towards Gessan early and Kessier just in front of him. And they win the ball back. Here's Due. Here's Ahmad now. Due in the overlap. Kessier over the bar, side foot, and it was always rising over the goal for Burkina Faso. It's a good passage of play here. Just arrived into the box late, Kessier. He was leaning back as he took that shot and it goes over the bar. It's been a good start for Ivory Coast here. They've put a lot of pressure in these first 15 minutes and they give the ball away. Here's Gesson. He now takes a shot and it's deflected, I think, for a corner. I think this is a corner, no? So they just give the ball away from the kick. I think it was Nagalo who took the kick. And now just with a wild strike. And it goes out for a goal kick. Kofi was apologizing to the players after giving the ball away and putting themselves in some serious danger to concede a goal. And Coffee will kick long and not take that risk this time. Uodrago is Kouassi tackled by Ahmad, but just too forceful. And it's a foul. It's a ball wide to Yago. There's a cross into the box towards Irie. Chests it down. Can he cross? Oof, that's a good cross towards Lassina Traore. And Irie sees the ball go well across the 6-yard box. Irie, it's a good cross. He brought it down wonderfully. Oof, that could have gone anywhere. Fofana put his hands away at the last moment. Big up to Kenny Fan TV, man like Kennedy, you know. Man said, I need Ahmad back. Nah, let him stay, man. Let him stay, bro. It's a mess at United right now. Let him stay there and enjoy something, man. Let him see if he can get himself another Afcon, bro. Or no, let him get an Afcon because he wasn't there the last time they won it. He wasn't there. He wasn't part of the squad. That was them Ten Hag times where he wasn't playing. So he wants to win this for his nation. So I think he should stay. Him and Mbeumo in the quarterfinals, boy. They might meet in the semis. You never know. Or the final. But don't let him come back to the mess at United, man. His Diomande cleared away by Uodrago. Man said, I hear it. Hey, you have to, bro. Here's Ahmad now. He's been playing well in this tournament, by the way. So 2 goals. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. We don't want him back. Look, we have a game against Burnley tomorrow. I actually have time. There's no Afcon tomorrow, so I'll be able to sit down and watch United, innit? And see what they're gonna look like under Darren Fletcher. What the hell is gonna happen now? But we're right here, Afcon. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Mbeumo or Mazraoui could come back because they face off against each other at Afcon on Friday as Cameroon take on Morocco. Here's Doué with a cross. That's a good cross. Coffee just flapping at it with Gasson in the mixer there. Look at that. What is he doing, Coffee? Ball's gonna have play for Burkina Faso. Ouattara just not keeping the ball in play as he's going down the flank. There's Seydou Keita, legend from Mali, here in Marrakesh. Get ready for the Fletcher's midfield pivot. Hey, I'm here for it, bruv. I can't lie, it's hilarious though. Because he's only stuck around at the club for his sons. And then even Johnny Evans has come back as an assistant coach, even though he left as the Loans and Pathways manager like 2 months ago. Madness. Here's Diomande. Here's Ahmad. He's in the box. Ahmad! And he scores! Ahmad has done it again! That's 3 goals in the tournament! And Ahmad Diallo scores for Ivory Coast. And it looks as if they're going to take this to a VAR for something, some foul or something. But Ahmad has scored again at the African Cup of Nations. VAR is going to... There's going to be a check on VAR for something here. I don't know what. Let's have a look here. Because Ahmad did a nice little trick. 1-2 between a couple of players and then was able to finish behind Herve Coffee there in the goal for Burkina Faso. Ahmad with his 3rd goal currently at the African Cup of Nations. Let's have a look. Gesson with a shove on Nagalo. That's a great goal by Ahmad though. So Gesson just a bit strong there. Good little lift over the keeper. Let's have a look. Is that a foul? Is that a foul? I don't think it's a foul though. It's a nice goal. Just lifts it over Herb Coffee in the goal. Big up to Super Nick saying I love Ahmed. Ahmed he's been great in this tournament so far. He's really exploded in this tournament, which is I'm happy for him. He's because I think he could have played for his country a lot earlier than he did. He got that opportunity to play in the Olympics. If everybody remembers in 24, he had the opportunity to play in the Olympics, but I think that's a goal. I think it's a goal. They're gonna go to VAR. I think it's a goal though. I don't think, and it's a goal. Goal stands, and Ahmad gets his goal. Ahmad gets his goal. Check over. VAR, no foul, which I don't think it was a foul. Looks like a tackle, not a goal denying foul. Yeah, I think it's a fair tackle, man. You should be stronger in the tackle there. Nagalo, who's been on the booking as well early on in this game, his Irie, his Kouassi, Uodrago, his Kessier, Ndika, his Kusunu, his Ahmad. It's begun. It's begun. It's begun. You see the flicks and the tricks coming out from Ahmad now. It's like they know, they smell blood right now. It's a great goal by Ahmad though. Just gets a lucky like ricochet into his path, and then he's able to just lift it over Herve Coffee in the Burkina Faso goal. It's a long way back now for Burkina Faso, especially as Ivory Coast seem to smell blood here in this game. They need to settle down here. Here's Drago. Gets fouled by Son. Free kick to Burkina Faso. And they will continue. And here is Dale out wide. Here's Nagalo. He's gone into midfield now, which I didn't understand why he played at centre back there. They've gone to a back four now. It was a cross into the box, and it's too much for Irie and Lassina Traore by Ouedraogo. Yeah, Ahmad should have been playing for his nation a lot earlier, to be totally honest. Um, but because he wasn't playing for his for his club side in United because of what was happening with Ten Hag and everything else, he missed out on the opportunity to go to Afcon last time out and win in his home nation. Let's see if he can help his nation get to another final and have an opportunity to win. It would be lovely if they could do so. Here's Inal. Ooh, there's a pass there towards Gesson, but blocked off. But I think Tapsoba, his Uodrago. Can he help his nation? He gets a foul. Just pulled back by Sangare there. It'd be a free kick to Burkina Faso. Free kick to Burkina Faso. They take it. It's wasted. Here's Inal. Good turn by Inal. Sangare. Goes back to Fofana. Here's Indika. Here's Due. There's Kosunu. Here's Due. Kouassi with the interception. And here's Uedrago. Goes out wide to Yago. Some space here. Needs help though. Needs some options. Here's Uedrago getting pressed by Ivory Coast. He loses the ball, but Gesson not happy with the decision as Uedrago goes down under his tackle. Yeah, it's a foul. He doesn't get the ball. Just just a fraction too late there with the tackle from Gesson. Tapsoba with a searching ball. Here's Kouassi. Good, yeah, good tracking back from Ahmad. The one thing I love about Ahmad is that he doesn't shirk his defensive responsibilities, man, and that's what you want from attackers out wide, specifically. He understands the game to a high level, and it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like for Manchester United for the rest of the season. Probably, I don't know where he plays though. I prefer him right winged than a 10. I think he's way better as a winger than he is as a 10. I think he has way too many options as a 10 to like, whereas like you want him out wide, traditional winger. That's the proper wing play. That's what he'll give you. You know, inside, outside. You don't know where he's going. Here's Ahmad now. It's the type of winger that Manchester United have been looking for years. Like that, if you're talking about United way, he embodies it. To be honest with you, here is Yan Diomande. He couldn't find. Tried to tackle. Here's Yago. And there's Tapsoba. Here's Irie. It's going to push forward. Here's Uedrago leaves it to Tapsoba. They're pushing forward. Like, it's interesting now that they've gone back four. Because Nagalo, who started out as one of the centre backs, is now pushing into defensive midfield. You can see their two centre backs, Burkina Faso, Tapsoba and Deo, who that's how they started. I'm just so surprised that they did that. Like it's just a maddening decision because that really put them under pressure from the beginning because Nagalo's been booked. And I wonder what's happened to Toure. I don't know if he's been suspended for this game. But Toure for them, he's usually very good. Even Aziz Key, he's been great in the two games I've seen him for Burkina Faso. He's on the bench. He should be playing. Give them a bit more creativity going forward. It's a ball out wide to Kouassi up against Due. His Irie trying to find him. Just gives it away. Due just hits it forward. Here's Ahmad. There's a bit of space here now for Inal as they break away Cote d'Ivoire. And here is Yan Diomande going to go 1v1 with with Yago, sorry. Diomande is going to use Conan. Cross into the box towards Gesson. Here's Ahmad. Out to Kessier. As Ahmad now. Diomande kills it. Comes inside, takes a shot, and it goes just wide of the Burkina Faso goal of Kofi. Eesh, that was a great shift onto his left there from Diomande. Here's Tapsoba. Half an hour gone in this game. Ahmad giving them the lead after 20 minutes. It's his third goal of the tournament. He's on fire right now, joining guys like Lukman and Brahim Diaz, lighting up the tournament for their nation so far. And Ahmad is here, arriving here at a continental tournament himself, helping his nation, hopefully, to potentially get into a last eight tie against Egypt, taking place on Saturday. Here's Ahmad now. Doué on the overlap. Ahmad. Kessié. Diamante! And it's 2-0. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's 2-0. Yan Diomande. It's great football. Great football. It's 2-0. And Yan Diomande with a great finish on the edge of the box. 2-0 to Ivory Coast. Yan Diomande with the finish. Wow. And it could be game over already. Let's have a look. So it's Ahmad. Comes inside. Kessié. No deflection. No deflection for me. Kessié with the dummy there. Into the path of Diomande. And that's it. I think it's over, man. 2-0. I think it's over. I think it's over. I can't lie. There's no way back here for Burkina Faso. They made a very, very poor choice, right? To go with a back three to start the game, right? And I think it's killed them in this game. And then they switched it too late after going down 1-0. It's poor. It's poor from their manager. And that's another assist for Ahmad as well. I think that's 2 in the tournament for him. 3 goals, 2 assists. Boy, Diomande first goal at Afcon ever in his career. He's 19 years old, I believe, 18, 19 years old. It's his third goal for his country in his 8th cap. It's a great dummy by Kessié as well, just to allow the ball to roll into the path of Yan Diomande, who's come off of that left-hand flank into the center of the box, or just onto the edge of the center of the box. There's a goal. Sangare fouled. Free kick to Ivory Coast. Here's Kusunu. It's a ball over the top. Here's Yago to Watara. Nagalo. Tapsoba. Stepping forward. Here's Deo. Ball over the top. And Watara. Burkina Faso are in danger of this running away from them so early in this game. But they're 2-0 down. How are they going to get back into this game? Here's Kusunu. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Here's Sangare. Here's Doué now, stepping forward for Ivory Coast. Here's Amad Diallo. Here's Sangare. Doué. Back to Sangare. Is in now. It's a ball in behind to Gesson. Good turn. Cuts inside. Oh, why did he took an extra touch here? Here's Ahmad. Here's Kessié. And now takes a shot. And Simpore with the block. But here's Conan, doesn't keep it in play. Be a throw in. It's a throw in. Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. They took the throw in quickly. And here's Tap Soba. Burkina Faso. Here's Tap Soba. Burkina Faso are in trouble right now. Here's Sangare. Due getting away from the two players there. Here's Conan. Sangare. Here's Kessier. Here's in now. Here's Ahmad. In now. This is great from Ivory Coast. Here's Ndika. Conan. Oh, Diamande skips past two. Just couldn't get past the third man. Simpore. Simpore losing out. Diamande working hard. That's what you need, man. Teamwork. Forward players that get back and defend is a blessing in any football team, honestly, because you need to have guys that are willing to sacrifice a few yards for the sake of the team just to win the ball back. Is Kessier trying to find Gesson? Is Nagalo, Uatara trying to get his team back into this? Is Uadrago loses out again? Here's Gesson, tried to backheel it into the path of Kessier. Kouassi gives it away to Doué, who gets fouled by Irie. And it's a free kick to Ivory Coast. They're struggling here, Burkina Faso. They're struggling to even keep these guys out of their own half. They can't get up the field. Here's Conan. Diamande. Conan pushing forward. It's just too easy right now. Skips past two. Is Kessier. Goes over. Unable to. Is Irie. Here's Irie. Gets fouled. They move it quickly. Here's Nagalo. Uatara. What can he do? Is Uatara. Oh, off the post. Hits Fofana. And he's able to gather. Uatara just takes a shot. Tight angle. Hits the post. Hits his hand. And he's able to gather. So crossfield ball towards Ahmad, but headed away by Kouassi. They give it away again. Here's Doué. Goes back to Ahmad. Here's Ndika. Sangare. 5 minutes plus added time in this first half to go. Here's Diamand. And now fouled to here by Iago. It's clever from it now. He's been quality. He's been quality since he's made his way into this team. This is what I was talking about. Blati Torre, yeah, very experienced player. Take him off. This Ngalo or Nagalo, take him off, man. He's been poor. Take him off because he's been awful in this game. You come and blonde your hair like this, and you come and embarrass your nation like this. Man, just get off. I'm annoyed. You come and blonde your hair like this and embarrass everybody. Yellow card so early on, and then just poor. Is Kessier gets round, Kouassi, and a double two guys getting on the head of the ball. Here's Diamande in the box. Simpore with the block, and it goes behind for a corner. His Sangare is Ahmad. Indika. His Indika. Is Sangare. His Ahmad now. They're just taking their time now, Cote d'Ivoire, because they know that they've got Burkina Faso right where they need them. Ish, nearly gave it away there. Is Conan into the feet of Diamande. He gets fouled by Iago. Be a free kick to Cote d'Ivoire. Big up to everybody who's watching right now on YouTube. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe button as well if you're new. Hit the notification bell. And if you're on X, we're streaming live there. Make sure you're hitting the like button on that video, retweet the broadcast, and then also follow on X, TikTok, and Instagram, Pros Only Sports. Here's Due, gets sticks out across and headed away for a corner by Ouedraogo. They are struggling right now, Burkina Faso. And it's looking very, very it's looking like we're seeing Ivory Coast take on Egypt in the quarterfinals on Saturday, because Burkina Faso have come out here and have been shell shocked by the pressure of Ivory Coast, pressing from the front, working hard, 50-50 balls in the midfield, and then the quality in front of goal as well. Corner to Cote d'Ivoire, Ahmad to take a goal and an assist in this game so far. Third goal in the tournament, second assist, I think, in this tournament. And the corner comes in. It's a free header for Due. He heads down, and it's going to be a goal kick. It's going to be a goal kick to Burkina Faso. Here's Tapsoba now for Burkina Faso. 3 minutes of additional time in this first half. And they need to move the ball quicker, Burkina Faso. That's the best thing I can say that they need to do. They need to move the ball quicker. Here's Ouattara now. And it's a corner. It's a chance here for Burkina Faso. Corner by Uatara he's going to take this. Referee's just trying to stop the jostling between certain players in the box. He's warning them VAR is on standby watching. Uatara with a corner. That's a good corner. It's cleared away. It's Conan. Clears upfield to Ahmad. What can he do? He's on his own. And Kawasi. Good defending. What is Kofi doing? Ball over the top and into the hands of Fafana. And into foul. Diamande pleading his innocence. Yago goes down, holding his face. And that's it. That's the end of the first half between these two teams. And what can I say? Pure dominance by Cote d'Ivoire in this first half. Easy, you could say. Too easy, you could say, between Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. Ivory Coast very dominant from start to finish. They've been hungry. They've got 2 goals and they have 1 foot into the quarterfinals to take on Egypt and seal off that final quarterfinal place in this tournament. Burkina Faso have a lot of work to do in the second half. They started the game with a very strange 3 at the back system, which I had not seen them deploy at this tournament so far. Nagalo, who got an early booking after a foul on Ahmad, a very bad tackle, which is an early booking for him, which meant that he was going to be on thin ice for the rest of the game. They take him off after about half an hour because they decided to change things. Blati Toure, very experienced midfield player for them, I think went off injured in the game against Algeria, sat out in the game against Sudan in their final group game, just to try and ready himself for these last 16 for this last 16 tie. He comes on. It might change something in the midfield for them, but I don't think it's even enough because they do not have enough creativity in that midfield to get the ball in behind to Irie, to Lassina Traore, and for Dango Uatara. So I don't know what they need to do. Maybe they can look towards the bench, bring on Aziz Key potentially, take Simpore out of the team and get somebody a bit more closer to Lassina Traore. Maybe Bertrand Traore, if he's healthy, he can come into the team. Maybe take out Irie, swap Uatara and Traore, Bertrand Traore, the captain, swap them on either flank. Maybe that gives them something to get themselves back into the game because right now there's not enough quality. They're not doing well enough, and it looks as if they're going to end. They're going to crash out of this tournament. As for Ivory Coast, more of the same. All you need to do is keep pressing, keep pushing, and you'll get the victory in this tournament. Just need to get 1 more goal, and that will be it. But look, big up to everybody who's watching right now. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe button as well if you're new, hit the notification bell. If you're on YouTube or streaming live on X as well, make sure you're liking the video, retweet the broadcast, follow the account, Pros Only Sport on X, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Big up to everybody who's been watching today. We had a good game in the earlier fixture between Congo and Algeria. We thought it was going to go to penalties until Bubina, with the finish, an absolute banging goal to win it for Algeria in a final minute of extra time. takes them through to play Nigeria on Saturday in the quarterfinals. And that should be a good game. Algeria are pressing and probing. Congo, a very big disappointment in their game, today. Didn't offer enough going forward. They were great defensively, but that is not going to be enough. If you're going to win tournaments, you need to score goals. And they weren't really threatening in behind that Algeria defense, who were very solid themselves. They've only conceded 1 goal at this tournament, by the way. Lucas Zidane, not really been tested by anybody. Who will be tested on Saturday against Nigeria. Expect fireworks in that game for sure. Let's see what happens there. But let's get into the other quarterfinal ties that have been set up for the next round. So, Friday, 4 o'clock UK time, Senegal, Mali. West African clash should be big. Mali coming through an immense last 16 tie against Tunisia, down to 10 men after 30 minutes, get all the way to the end of the game in regulation, and they concede, get an equalizer because of a penalty, VAR, Sinayoko holding his nerve, and then they move into extra time, and then they move into the penalty shootout, still with 10 men, and were able to come through as 3-2 winners in the shootout. 2 saves by Djigui Diarra. And then we move into the game between the host Morocco and Tanzania. A couple of scares. Tanzania nearly got themselves a goal to shock the host nation. Hard fought battle. The host nation were able to come through. Brahim Diaz, that man again, fires them into a quarterfinal tie against Cameroon. Speaking of Cameroon, ran out as 2-1 winners against Bafana, knocking them out. 2 goals and 2 big blows meant that it was a fight back for South Africa, who played well in terms of in front of the Cameroonian defense, but couldn't really get behind. They get their goal and couldn't push on to get the equalizer and extend their life in the competition. They crash out and go home. It will probably end up them being over 30 years, maybe 30 years. I think they're about 30 years without winning. Yeah, they will be. This year is 30 years since they probably won their last Afcon, if I'm not mistaken. But it is what it is. And then, obviously, yesterday, Egypt coming through Benin in that tie in the last 16, and were able to they were run close. They took the lead after 75 minutes. Atia with a great finish on the edge of the box, and then a mistake by El Shanawi, a loss of concentration as they thought they wrapped it up. He makes a mistake, kicks it out, and then Dosu equalizes for Benin. They take it to extra time, where Egypt eventually overpowered them with the quality that they have in their side. And then we look at last night's game between Nigeria and, who did they play? Mozambique slapped them 4-0. Easy tie, easy win. Nigeria looking really strong, but there might be something going on behind the scenes in the NFF between Victor Osimhen and his teammates and the nation, the federation. Who knows? He threatened to leave the camp and go back to Turkey and play the rest of his season out with Galatasaray. We'll see if they resolve it, if he will continue to lead the line, if he will stay at the camp. Who knows? More news to come there. We'll find out over the next coming days. And they will be facing one of these 2 sides here in this competition. And it's looking likely that it's going to be Ivory Coast. Second half coming very soon, people. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Boy, oh boy, it's been drama today. It was drama yesterday. It was drama on Saturday and Sunday. Africa Cup of Nations. It's high-level football now. We're about to see probably one of the best quarterfinal lineups we've seen in a long, long time at the African Cup of Nations. All teams strong in Africa, in the African continent, will be facing off against each other and then going into a semi-finals. So let's have a look actually at the bracket now in terms of how the semi-finals could potentially shape up. Let's have a look here in terms of semi-final paths for these teams. So the winner of Mali and Senegal will potentially face the winner of Egypt. And as it stands right now, Ivory Coast is very interesting. And then you have Cameroon and Morocco. The winners of that will potentially face Algeria and or Nigeria. in the other semi-finals. That's going to be interesting. So we could be on a collision course for a repeat of the last final between Ivory Coast and Nigeria in Ivory Coast back in 2023-24. We could be in for a repeat of that. That could be interesting. Could Egypt return back to the Nations Cup finals again? Could Cameroon get back to the Nations Cup finals again? Would the host Morocco come through that quarterfinal tie against Cameroon? This young, hungry Cameroonian side. I wonder. They've been scraping past in certain results, but let's see. Let us see what will happen there. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Appreciate the love and support. Boy, it's been a great day of action. We need to see what happens. Big up to Super Nick saying Victor needs a reality check. His ego, man. Boy, I don't know what's happening there, man. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but he could be leaving the camp. We need the confirmation, though, because I think if that happens, that's a big blow. It's a big blow. We've seen it before. I mentioned it on the previous stream. We've seen people have blow-ups with their managers, different players at camps in major tournaments. I cast your mind back. 2002 World Cup. Roy Keane left the island camp. They weren't going to do anything in that tournament. I think they did something in that tournament, though. I think they beat Spain, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember. Did they beat Spain or South Korea beat Spain? Somebody beat Spain and everybody was so shocked about it. I remember this. But anyway, he left that camp after clashing with his coach, Mick McCarthy. I remember it vividly. And then, if I think about it, there's been some more. I know that there's been a lot of infighting in the Dutch camps over the years. All that talent, and they could never really win a World Cup. And this is the type of stuff that can happen. Infighting between players, the federation, players. I mean, I can speak on Ghana in the World Cup, fighting over money. 2014 in Brazil. The country, Ghana, the government flew a private jet with $1 million in cash and took 3 convoy cars to deliver their bonuses to them in the stadium or at their camp. I remember. The players were not focused on trying to perform at the World Cup. They wanted their bonus money that they wasn't paid. Refused to train before the match against Portugal. And we were knocked out at the group stages. Very, very poor performance at that World Cup. All because players clashing with the federation or players clashing with other players. I remember Kevin Prince Boateng came on a space and he spoke. I remember this was 2 Afcons ago. He came on after Ghana crashed out at the group stages then. And he spoke. He said, look, whilst he had his issues with the federation, they was doing all sorts of stuff. They banned him from the team. They put a letter underneath his hotel door and said, you got to leave camp in the middle of a tournament. He refused to leave. They go to a little huddle, team huddle, dinner. There's arguing going on. Man slaps somebody. He's gone. Like this type of stuff happens at these at different tournaments between people clashing with their federation, clashing with the other teammates. Let's see what Victor Osimhen does. Let's see. Not a good look. I'm telling you. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the second half in this game. Ivory Coast in pole position, gonna make it through to the quarterfinals once again. And on Egypt because Faso have a lot of work to do, and I don't know if they have it in them to get through this game. It's looking kind of similar to what was happening yesterday. Ivory Coast are in control here, and it's gonna be difficult for them to come back into this game. So let's see what happens there. We should be returning for the second half very soon. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in this second half. They're about to return to the broadcast here. And there's some substitutes definitely warming up vigorously here. Georgie Menungu is probably going to come on because they need to bring something to that forward line. I think Irie will sit out. He's tried in this first half, but he's not been good enough, to be honest. They need something different. So we'll see what changes they'll make. I think they also need to probably take off Simpore and bring on Aziz Key to try and give them a bit more creativity in behind Lassina Traore. And also, potentially, even Bertrand Traore needs to come in. They may have to bring on Bertrand Traore as well and maybe shift things around a bit. So maybe put Bertrand Traore as these key as like 2 8s, put Blati Torre, who they brought on in the 6, then bring on Menungu for Irie. So you've got one out wide, Uadrago, Uatara, sorry, on the right, Menungu on the left, Lassina Troye through the middle. That might give them a bit of something, but they'll be going for it, and we'll see what happens. You see what happens. The players are in the tunnel, about to return to the field of play. It's been a good start to this game by Ivory Coast. They've come into this very confident. And if they come out with the same energy in the second half, they'll win this game very comfortably. So let's see how they perform. They have to fight against complacency here, and I think that's what Kessie is telling them in the tunnel. No forgiveness. Don't slip. You're 1 foot into the quarterfinals here, so don't slip and go for it as they return onto the pitch. A lot of Ivorian fans in the stadium. Yeah, I knew this change would happen because he was warming up very, very vigorously. Meningu. So he has, it's going to do something for them. I don't know if it's going to be enough. They need to make some more. Number two. Who's number two? Who came off? What? They've taken off Lassina Traore. I'm confused. I'm very confused. So they've taken off Lassina Traore, the striker, and brought on Georgie Munungu, who's a wide player, up front. I'm very confused. I'm confused, man. I think this will be the end of this coach's reign as the as the national team coach. Unfortunately, wow. Big up Manchakushina. We do the clickings, the like buttons. Make sure you're following what he does. Click the like button if you haven't already on YouTube. Big up yourself, bro. Appreciate you for coming through, showing some love. He's not coming back anytime soon, anyway. Not anytime soon, because I think they beat Egypt and get to the semi-finals as well. Um, and then we don't know. His Irie comes inside. He can take a shot. Irie trying to get his team back into this game. It's a wild shot in the end. Here's Gesson, but he fouls Simpore. Gesson can't believe it. Hey, no Ollie though, please. I'm returning back to this. No Ollie. Please. We killed him. He can't come back. But they're good, but they've spoken to him, which is even it's crazy to me, because I know he will come back in a caretaker capacity. It's crazy though. I don't know what they need to do. I'm confused by all of it. Did you see what's no? I didn't see this. What did she do? What did she post? I mean, I wonder what, because I know for a fact that Salah's pushing to win this Afcon just so he can say something to Jamie Carragher. We were talking about this on the stream a few days ago. If Salah wins this Afcon, literally none of us can say anything anymore, innit? If he wins. I don't think he does though. I don't think he does. I think if they face this Ivory Coast team, they're not getting through. They're getting knocked out. They're getting knocked out. Hey, yeah. Do you want to know why it is? So yeah. So the official, yeah, I seen it. So the official Benin um X account for the national team. I don't know if it's the national team. I have to check. But an account associated with the Benin national team posted a picture of their striker Steve Munier in the same position but reversed. So Salah was on the floor and he was cracking. And then if this is her that posted this, it's just a response to that, basically, because they lost the game yesterday. Egypt beat them in the game. So yeah, that's what. If that's true, if that's what she posted, then it's just a response to that. Funny though, funny. Because I think that yeah, that is Munier there. Yeah, it is Munier. So yeah, so, like I remember the original post for Benin, and it was basically the reverse. Salah was on the floor and Munier was cracked. And even still, what's funny, Munier didn't play. He was sick. He was sick. He didn't play in the game. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, yeah, yeah. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's not like that. It's nothing crazy like that. It was just they were poking fun, and I guess if she did that, she's poking fun back. I guess so. We'll leave it there. Is Conan Indika to Kosunu, and he goes wide to Ahmad Due Sangare. Here's Conan. It's nice from Conan. Is Diamande tried to find him again. Goes out for a goal kick to Burkina Faso. Here's Kouassi. Taps over to Leo. Goes wide to Irie. Here's Iago. Deo. Taps over. They're moving it too slowly. This is the reason why you're down, and this is the reason why you're not going to get back into the game. You move it too slow. Go and kill this game, please. Here's Ahmad. Do it on the overlap. And now winning the ball there is Simpore. Torre gives it away. Man, just kill the game. They are done. They are cooked turkeys. His Indica. His Kessier. Conan. His Kusunu. It's the ball over the top, but it's in to the path of Kofi in the goal for Burkina Faso. He picks up and gets his team away. Here's Toure. Here's Dale. Tapsoba. Goes wide to, I think this is Kouassi here. Oh no, this is Meningu. Kouassi on the overlap here. It's going to go back to Blati Torre. Uedrago. Here's Tapsoba. Dale. Shifting the ball. Here's Yago. Gives it away. Goes out of play for a throw in. Here's Dale. Tapsoba. Torre. Dale. It's a bit of a press here from Ivory Coast. Cassier just fouling Torre. It's a free kick to Burkina Faso. So diagonal ball towards Yago. Here's Uatara. Here's Irie trying to cut inside and his Torre. And now, that's nice from it now to get away. Diomande just picks up his Kessier. Gonna go wide towards Ahmad. It's Kessier again. It's Ahmad. Here's Inau. Conan. Inau. Here's Indika. Conan. Is Diomande into the box now. Oh, that's lovely from Diomande. I think he gets pulled back here. It's Conan and it's a corner. The shot by Conan just hits off of Udrago. Kessier storming to the referee. I thought he was fouled. Pulled back here towards the end. Now he fell. No, that's not a penalty. It's too easily. Went down too easily. Udrago goes down after the shot. The referee saying, please don't even come towards me. It's not a penalty. Corner to Ivory Coast. Eesh. goal kick. Sangare just touched round the post from the Diamande corner. Here's Kouassi pushing forward. He's Deo. Gonna go long towards Ouattara. Cleared away by Conan. Gesson is in now. Gets fouled there by Ouedraogo. That's a booking. I think that's a booking. He said that he's a warning. He said one more and you're in the book. There's a walk. It's a turn. But and now he's got fouled again. And it's a I think this is gonna be a booking now. No? Simpore just pulling his shirt. Diomand and Ahmad over this free kick. Diomand with the in swing. Oh, do it with the flick and it went over the bar. It's poor defending by Burkina Faso again. Just free. Here's Ahmad now. Up against Tapsoba. Gets fouled. Yeah, it's poor. It's poor from Tapsoba there, but Ahmad just shifting and just about to get away. He just sticks a leg out. It's a foul. Free kick to Ivory Coast. They're gonna sack this man for Burkina Faso. They're gonna sack him because this is poor. Ahmad with a free kick into the hands of Herve Coffee. Yeah, yeah. He's injured. He's injured. Yeah, hamstring. He would have been here otherwise, but yeah, he's injured. Here's Ouattara pushing forward. Kouassi is Deo trying to pick a pass, but gives it away. Here's Conan pushing forward, trying to find Ahmad there out wide, but giving away. Here's Torre gives it away, but here comes Ouattara out to Meningu. Just rushing there. Toure holding onto the ball. It's a chance here though. If they can get something, here's Irie. Comes inside. Keeps hold of the ball. Dale. Tapsoba. Patient build up. Here's Meningu. Shifty. Cross. Eee! Yeah, he's saved by Fofana. There was a chance there. Keeper saves with his feet. Fofana from Ouattara's flick there. Burkina Faso pushing now. Here's Ahmad. Due. Sangare. Is Conan going long to Inau. Oh, it's lovely from Inau. He's been balling. Here's Inau. He tried to find. Inau has been amazing. That piece of skill. Quality player. Ouattara there with that chance. Fofana with the save with his feet. It's Torre. It's a foul on Meningu by Inau. Yeah, he kind of pulls out of the challenge. Inau booked. It's a free kick here to Burkina Faso. It's going to be a chance in the box. Here's Tapsoba, still alive, and it's cleared away. Here's Yago. Here's Irie. It's a poor pass. By Irie. "25 minutes left in this game. It's a long ball forward. Kouassi or Drago. Tapsoba. They're trying to push forward Burkina Faso. They've got a little spell in the game where they've got possession, but the quality, it's not good enough. Here's Menungu. It's a foul on the edge of the box. And he's been booked, Sangare, for dissent. Can they do something here? This is a chance here for Burkina Faso. There's a chance here for Burkina Faso. What's going to happen here? Can they get one back and make a game of it? It's going to be Torre to take it. Tap Soba. They tried to go low, and the wall does its job. Poor once again. Here's Diomande. Is in now. Skips away from 2-3. Still has the ball and is being fouled by Irie. It's a great player, Irie. He's been really good in this game. Does his job there. Here's Diomande going to cross into the box. Gesson. He's saying it's a corner. Let's have a look here. Did he get the final touch? Gesson, or was it off of the defender? It was off of Tapsoba. Yeah, it was off Tapsoba. Should be a corner. Close there. Here's Irie. Here's Tapsoba. 20 minutes. Can they get themselves back into this game? Who knows? It's a ball in behind. Blocked by Kosunu. They take it quickly, Burkina Faso. They know time is running out. They need to move it a bit quicker. Here's Toure. The coach may need to bring on his last couple subs. Here's Irie. It's a cross into the hands of Fofana. It now fouled. Hey, he's having fun out there in now for Ivory Coast. Fouled by, yeah, this is what I was saying. They need to bring on players. Kabore is coming on. Issa Kabore getting his first piece of action in this tournament. Dio coming off. Oh no, he's staying on. Irie off. Traore on. Kabore has come on, but for who? I want to know for who. Highly rated youngster Issa Kabore, Manchester City, current Manchester City player, but on loan at Wrexham in the Championship. And it's Yago who's come off for Kabore. Kabore hasn't seen any action in this tournament so far. He gets his first piece of action in this tournament. Let's see what he can do. Hasn't really been able to do much in the tournament so far. Let's see. I think he's injured, by the way. Here's Diomande trying to dribble past 2-3, cleared away by Ouedraogo. He's had a lot of work to do in the middle of that park for Burkina Faso. It's going to be a Burkina Faso throw-in. Free kick to Burkina Faso. Have coffee to take. Is Diomande. Turns. Lovely. Here's Conan. Ahmad. He's going to try and pick out Gasson, but it's too close to Coffee. They go long. Too comfortable for Kusunu. He's going to step forward now. Sangare. Conan. It's Diomande. Sangare is Kessier. It's a ball over to Ahmad. Touches it down. His Doué. It's going to go himself. Fires the ball into the box. Kessier in the box takes a shot and it goes wide. Past the post. Goal kick to Burkina Faso. Cote d'Ivoire going to make some changes. This is shameful though from Burkina Faso. Very shameful. But I knew this. I knew this how they always disappoint me. Always. Crasso coming on, and so is Toure. Diomande is coming off for Toure. But they have no quality up top, even though they got some good players there. No quality. Shocking. Poor. Gesson also off, and Crasso is on. Toure on for Diomande. Man said this could have been us, man. But instead we got to play Morocco. Yeah. I think you guys could beat Morocco though. I think so, man, because you guys have fight. And to be honest with you, their defense is not great. Their defense is quite mid. Like the centre backs anyway. Like I rate Mazraoui and who's the other guy that they got on the other side? I forget. But Yeah, we'll see. It's a cross. Boy, here's Inau. Inau. Keeper. What are you doing? Hey, Ahmad! Oh, hey, what a save, bro. Herb Coffee with a save. Ahmad was about to get his second goal. But what a save. Save, 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 save. Save with his feet there. Coffee. Corner. I like this in now for Ivory Coast. He's cold. Cold. He's too good to be where in Turkey, man, with Trabzonspor. Cold, man. It's a cross into the box. Curve. Coffee. Ooh. Tries to claim, drops it, gets it again. He goes long towards Meningu. It's a free kick. This guy's cold, man. Box to box. Hey, he's cold, man. I hope they scout United scout, bruv. You need midfielders, bruv. Get him. Really... He's 19, but he's cold. Go get him. Go the cheap route. Here's Coffee. Burkina Faso, less than 15 minutes, so they're crashing out of this African Cup of Nations because they've been poor. They should have been doing more in this game. I thought it would be a bit more of a physical battle, but they haven't been able to lay a glove on Ivory Coast. His Kabore gets fouled by Toure. Poor. When I say poor, I mean poor. It's not good. Here's Toure. Kabore. Traore. His Kabore goes down under the tackle, but it's a corner. He's thinking it's a foul. Nah, wait. We sign him and he goes on loan for 2 years so he can get some football like at Nice or something. You know, multi-club system thing there, yeah. Let him do some things in Ligue 1, toughen up, yeah. Get some game time, then bring him back. And we're ready, fam. We will drag you off. Go kick. Man, bruv, we don't care if they don't like them. If they want someone come and buy Nice in it so that they can get their money in it. We don't care. Let Ineos do their thing, bro. Conan. Ah, it's true though. Them man are crazy, the French people, bro. They're crazy, bro. They protest everything, bro. They'll strike about anything. I'm telling you. Eesh, the foul on Bertrand Traore. He's injured, man. I don't know why they brought him on. He's injured. He injured his Achilles in the game against Equatorial Guinea. They will storm the training center. Yeah, they will. And now it's coming off. Man of the match, I think, for me. Man of the match for me. And Ahmad off as well. Seko Fofana coming on. and Diakite also on. This game is done. These men are cooked. These men are cooked, and it's gonna be the final 10 minutes, and then we're gonna see Egypt taking on Ivory Coast. Well, this is nice. Menungu. Ooh. Ah, that's poor. That's poor. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Aye. Ivory Coast looks strong though. Ivory Coast looks strong. I'll say that. They look really strong in this tournament. So we'll see what happens. They give it away. Is Torre. Blati Torre. He is with Tara. Yeah, it's not great. Tapsoba in the tackle. Here's Menungu. Poor. Here's Torre. Oh, it's a long ball towards Uatara. Kusunu is tracking him. What can he do here? Poor. Is Kouassi. Fofana picking the ball up. Leave us alone. Hey, you better navigate through your tie on Friday, bro. You better navigate, otherwise it's problems for you, bro. Problems. Here's Traore. Loses out. Gets fouled. I don't know if that's a foul. Congo. Congo disappoint me, man. I thought my favorites are out. I can't believe it. They wanted penalties though, because they didn't have enough to get behind that Algeria defense, unfortunately. And then they get knocked out by a wonderful goal. Is Uatara Sangare. If you don't, you'll turn your phone off for 72 hours. Bro, we'll see what happens. I think you beat them though. I think you beat them though. Like it'll be a shock result though for sure. But I think you have because there's just you have a lot of togetherness in your squad. Everyone's fighting for each other. There's no fear. Your team has no fear in it. So we'll see. Like you're gonna be going up against the fans, the ref, everybody to win the game. But I think you do it. Yeah, I can already see it. I can already see it. And they're gonna be rolling around trying to buy fouls, wasting time. Like it's already set up for that kind of like a game. And all you have to do is do your job in it, get goals, and make it difficult. You have to make sure that you don't target Brahim Diaz too much, man. Just ease him out the game. Don't be trying to foul him. Hey, can you imagine if that happened? He's gonna get booked though, for sure. Maybe early booking. Wait, is he actually injured? No, he's not. Bro, don't play around. Do not play games. Don't play games. We have bigger fish to fry. Bigger fish to fry. Touch. Is Tory. Is Traore. Is Conan. What's he doing? Oh, hey, finish this. Hey, sack that coach. Sack him. Sack him. What is this? Sack him today. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Where was the keeper going? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Forget the beating at the near post, yeah, because that happens to keepers all the time. There was a lot of power on the shot. Fine. It's just where he was standing in the initial when they was in their half, and he was like jogging back. Sack that Burkina Faso coach. What's the man's name? What's his name? What's his name? Sack that man. Brahma Traore, sack him today. What nonsense is that? Bro, sack him today, man. Wow. That's game over. Egypt will be facing Cote d'Ivoire in the quarterfinals on Saturday. It's on Saturday. That's the early game. That'll be the early game before Nigeria take on Algeria in the late game on Saturday. This is going to be the first time in 5 African Cup of Nations that the host nation return to the quarterfinals. They're looking strong, man. They're looking strong. That's all I'll say. They're looking strong, Cote d'Ivoire. See, look what you've done to my uncle. Look what you've done to uncle. Look. Uncle is there like this. He's there like this. He can't believe Burkina are doing this to him again. If you, me too. Even me, I'm annoyed. And I'm not Burkina Bay. What nonsense is this? Uncle is like this. Then people were going to be saying in the stadium, airports this way. Airports this way. Oi. They should sack that man. Brahma Traore, your time at Burkina, as Burkina's manager is done. This is poor. Kusunu is off the pitch on a stretcher. 4 minutes of added time. Man, finish this game so I can go eat, man. What nonsense is that? Hey, they brought it down. His Crasso, Fofana, leave us alone. Leave us alone, bro. You have a tie on Friday. You have to navigate, bro. If you don't navigate it, don't come back. Menungu still in the box. Rubbish. I trust he's gonna be out of it. He's gonna be out of here, boy. Straight. Torre, Sangare. Kosunu comes off, and Osman Diomande of Sporting Lisbon comes on. 2 minutes left. This game is done. It's been cooked for a while. Due with the header. Bruv. Look at them. All of them are thinking, look at it. What are you thinking about? You've just been poor. Thinking. Nah. I mean, whilst he's been highly rated, I don't think he's better than Indika or Kusunu, to be honest with you. I don't think he is. He lost his place. He started at the last Afcon and he lost his place in the tournament. Started the first game against Guinea Bissau and then we didn't see him again. He was on the bench every single game after that. Send him on economy, bro. Send him back on economy, bro, because what nonsense is that? Mm, shocking. And here's Kabore. Professional performance by Ivory Coast in the second half. We've now finished our time. Up to the referee to blow now. One more attack here for Ivory Coast. Diakite taking the shots. They wanted another one. And that's it. That is it. Ivory Coast are through to the quarterfinals. They will take on Egypt on Saturday. Well deserved victory by Ivory Coast. Dominated from start to finish. Burkina Faso did not offer us anything in the game, really. And they crash out here at the last 16 stage. Very poor once again for Burkina Faso in the African Cup of Nations. They will have to rethink. They have some good young players coming through, but they haven't got enough in terms of that striker up top. Well. The quarterfinals are set. A reminder, people, of our quarterfinalists at the African Cup of Nations. Friday, the early game will be Mali against Senegal. Then Cameroon will take on Morocco, the hosts, in the late game. Should be very interesting on Friday. Then on Saturday, we kick things off with Egypt taking on Ivory Coast. And then in the evening, it is Algeria taking on Nigeria. Should be a very, very interesting few days. Couple days rest. I won't be back Friday, so we got tomorrow off. We got Thursday off, back again on Friday as we start to get into the business end of this competition. Big up to everybody who's been following along, watching along, retweeting, sharing, subscribing. Appreciate the support during this African Cup of Nations once again. Home and away Afcon live with myself, Roland. The man them have been around as well. Appreciate them, CM, Rich. Appreciate them for coming through. We still have a lot more games to go through. I appreciate all the support and the love. Wherever you're watching right now, if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button, and like this video on Pros Only Sports YouTube. And if you're on X, we're streaming live over there. Make sure you like the video, retweet the broadcast, follow the account Pros Only Sports on Instagram and on TikTok as well. We'll be back on Friday. Tasty matches coming up very soon at the African Cup of Nations. We will be seeing each other soon. Big up to everyone. Thank you, Super Nick. Appreciate everyone. Peace.